Long ago, in the vast and endless stretches of space, there was a deep space station known as Station Epsilon. It floated in the shadows of a dying star, a place where travelers, explorers, and adventurers from all over the galaxy would stop to rest. Epsilon was no ordinary station. It was built upon ancient alien ruins, a site where mysterious artifacts were discovered. These relics, glowing with an eerie light, hummed with secrets no one truly understood. For years, the station functioned as a safe haven. It was a place of technology and wonder, its sleek walls filled with the whispers of forgotten civilizations. But then, one fateful day, something changed. The station went silent. The communication links that connected Epsilon to the rest of the galaxy suddenly died, one by one. It was as though the universe itself had swallowed the station whole. Ships that came to dock found only empty, darkened halls. The crew was gone, vanished without a trace. The air was still, the lights dimmed. But there was one survivor, an explorer by the name of Captain Lyra. Lyra had arrived at Epsilon just as the silence began, bringing with her a crew of 5 brave souls. They had come to study the ancient ruins beneath the station, hoping to unlock the secrets of a long-lost civilization. But something happened during their exploration. They had uncovered an artifact, a stone tablet, shimmering with strange energy. It was then that the whispers began, soft at first, like the rustling of leaves in the wind. Lyra was the only one to return from the ruins, her face pale, her eyes wide with terror. She spoke little at first, but when she finally did, her words chilled the hearts of those who heard them. "They are not who they seem," she said, her voice trembling. "The crew, they have been replaced." The other explorers listened, thinking her words were born from madness. But as time passed, they began to realize that something was horribly wrong. Strange things began to happen on the station. The lights flickered, shadows moved without cause, and the air grew colder, as if something unseen was watching. Crew members began to act differently, their behavior becoming erratic, as though they were no longer the people they had once been. One by one, they disappeared, their voices growing faint as though swallowed by the station itself. Lyra was the only one left, and she knew the truth. The thing that had taken her comrades wasn't a creature of flesh and blood, but something far more insidious. Something that could slip into a body, wear it like a suit, and become the person you trusted. The whispers grew louder, and Lyra realized they were coming from the artifact, the stone tablet. It pulsed with energy, its ancient markings glowing in a rhythm that echoed through her bones. It was as though the artifact had called to something from deep space, something that had slumbered for eons, waiting to be awakened. One night, Lyra heard the unmistakable sound of footsteps behind her. She turned to see a figure in the darkened hallway, wearing the uniform of her missing crew. But the eyes, those eyes were empty, like dark voids that stared straight through her. It was one of her crew members, but not. The thing had taken their skin. "They are all gone," Lyra whispered to herself, taken by the whispers. The silence of Station Epsilon was not the result of some cosmic accident or natural disaster. No, it was something far older, something far darker. The station had become a trap, a vessel for the ancient beings that had once ruled the stars. These beings, able to slip into the skin of other creatures, were hungry for more than just bodies. They were after something deeper, souls, memories, and identities. But why Station Epsilon? Why now? Lyra believed it had something to do with the artifact, the key to unlocking the doorway between worlds. The ruins beneath the station were not just the remains of a forgotten civilization. They were the remnants of a race that had once sought to control the very fabric of reality itself. And now, those ancient beings had returned, using the station as their gateway. In the dead of night, Lyra wandered the hallways, hoping to find answers. She ventured deeper into the station's underbelly, where the air was thick with the scent of ancient dust. It was there she found a hidden chamber, buried beneath layers of rubble. And in the center of the room, glowing faintly, was another artifact. This one was different. It pulsed with a strange, rhythmic beat, like the heartbeat of the universe itself. Lyra felt its pull, its call to her very soul. But as her fingers brushed its surface, a voice echoed in her mind, a voice that was not her own, yet familiar. It was the voice of her crew, her friends, her family. "Join us, Lyra. You are one of us now. You wear our skin." A cold chill ran down her spine, and she recoiled from the artifact. But it was too late. The whispers were growing louder, and the shadows were closing in. The station, the ruins, the artifacts, they were all part of something much larger, a cosmic web that stretched across the stars, binding all things in its grasp. Lyra knew what she had to do. She had to leave Epsilon, or she would become just another story whispered in the dark corners of the galaxy. But as she turned to flee, she felt the presence of something behind her. It was no longer just one of her crew members. The thing had taken shape, and it was wearing the skin of someone she once loved. And as the station's lights flickered one last time, the whispers grew silent. Only the darkness remained. The legend of Station Epsilon spread across the stars, carried by travelers who passed through the forgotten reaches of space. But few spoke of it in detail, for the tale was one of terror, a warning to those who sought to uncover the ancient secrets of the cosmos. What had happened on Epsilon remained a mystery, a story that would be told for generations, passed from one starship crew to the next. Some say that Lyra's soul still wanders the station, trapped between worlds. Others say she found the courage to destroy the artifact and escape, but the whispers never truly stopped calling to her.